Facial recognition reveals Brigitte Macron is Jean-Michel Trogneux, a man married to Emmanuel Macron.
Fascinating. So you're going through the class lists and you're coming across the name Brigitte Trogneux, but when you actually speak to the classmates, they have no recollection of a Brigitte Trogneux.
Et moi, je me disais, bon, à ce moment-là, on est...
In June 2023, I was thinking, this is all too weird. I still didn't, after all my research, have a single confirmed photo of Brigitte Trogneux or Jean-Michel Trogneux at this point. The journalist from Le Monde, who had signed a contract stipulating she would have to incorporate the words fake news into her title, she decided to go to Amiens to meet people, so I gave her a short list of 5 people to interview. So from the 100 people that I had accumulated for each class, I shortlisted them to 5 for Brigitte and 5 for Jean-Michel. So she goes to Amiens and she gets more information and photos. And there's this one photo in particular from 1976, a wedding photo where you can clearly see the bride is Brigitte Trogneux. There are 2 more pictures that I'll show you exclusively. So I decided to use facial recognition software from China, which is extremely accurate, and compared the pictures of Brigitte Trogneux and Brigitte Macron. With this, I realized that, in fact, Brigitte Macron was not Brigitte Trogneux, not the person they were showing in the childhood pictures, but in fact, Jean-Michel Trogneux is Brigitte Macron. Jean-Michel Trogneux was also not the little chubby guy we mentioned earlier. I concluded from this that Brigitte Macron is actually Jean-Michel Trogneux, born in 1945 in Amiens, and that this individual assumed the identity of their sister, Brigitte Trogneux, in 1986. So it's really a story of identity theft.
So she goes to Amiens, the Le Monde journalist, and you guys realize at this point that you're getting a match with this Chinese software that they use for social credit scores. And they're telling you, hey, it's not this Brigitte Trogneux, it's this Jean-Michel Trogneux that's a match.
Voilà.
The Brigitte Macron is Jean-Michel Trogneux, not Brigitte Trogneux.
Je précise aussi que
I also point out that this facial recognition software is very visual, very accurate, and allows you to present evidence that would withstand any defamation charges in court. But I will show you all the data from the software analysis of these pictures, so you can clearly see here that it's him.
I mean, it's one of these things where I tell people you just believe your own eyes. That was all it took for me. As I read one Daily Mail article and they were trying to tell me that this little girl was Brigitte when it was very obvious that that person right there is Brigitte. It's just Brigitte Macron's entire face. So what are we looking at here? This is a class photo? What year for Brigitte, or I guess rather for Brigitte Macron? Jean-Michel Trogneux is sitting in this photo.
Alors, ce qui est intéressant d'ailleurs.
What I invite people to do at home is to pause the screen and take a good look at the photo and question oneself, how can one recognize Jean-Michel Trogneux in a photo when looking at a person one has never previously seen? I consider it an interesting question how he's so easy to recognize in this photo. It's because he leaves quite an impression on you. In the second photo, it's the same effect as the first one, where the similarity is so flagrant that I even questioned myself whether there might be some sort of setup. Was this picture provided by a close contact of the Trogneux? I questioned whether they were just manipulating me and the other journalists again. So in order to have certainty about my findings and to see if every institution was being manipulated, I went to the Jesuit archives to obtain the class photo for Jean-Michel Trogneux. It took a while to amass these, and I had to go through the administrative courts since they were taking longer than usual. Eventually, I obtained them and gathered them with the previous photos I had. I realized I now had obtained pictures of an even better quality, where the facial recognition doesn't leave much to the imagination. From this cross-reference, it was even more evident that Jean-Michel Trogneux is Brigitte Macron.
Oh, sorry. What is the source of that photo on the left? That's the photo from when Brigitte was a teacher, yes?
Yes.
A drama teacher?
It is a drama teacher. C'est Brigitte quand elle a rencontré Emmanuel Macron. Et on nous l'avait vendu.
So the last very important point is the teeth. The level of manipulation becomes quite blatant because on the current photo she has straight teeth, but on the family photo she had her teeth redone. The photo was reworked to achieve this. You can see this when comparing the old class photos to the family photo. What they were doing was painting a picture of her as being a mix between Claudia Schiffer and Robin Williams in Dead Poet Society as this pinup. They even enhanced her eye, straightened her teeth, and in general reworked the photo to make her appear more beautiful. It's truly vicious that this lie is shown to the public and just how far they went to manipulate the public.